Hey guys. Okay, it looks like the $1,000,000 question lately is who's your daddy? Well, not really who's your daddy, but you know what I'm saying. I think it's interesting that this question is now floating about, with people acting like it's the first time they've heard such nonsense, when in fact this issue has been discussed for over 2 years straight. I think it's interesting that over 2 years after the tragedy occurred, we're still hearing channel creators claiming that Cindy Watts refused to go to the wedding. Who cares? And it wasn't just Cindy Watts. It was Christopher Watts' family. He comes from a big family, you know. And it was made very clear to his family that they were not welcome to attend. Over 2 years later, we're being told that Christopher Watts and his wife didn't even speak to his parents for years. That's a lie. An all-out lie, as usual. Cindy Watts and her daughter-in-law had an issue just twice in over 5 years. And both times, her daughter-in-law had returned from Colorado to North Carolina right before planned family events. Over 2 years later, and we're being told that Ronnie and Cindy never even bothered to see the girls, when in fact, even though Christopher Watts' in-laws were living right in their basement, he and his wife chose his mother to be the one to fly out to Colorado to take care of Bella and Cece when they went on vacation. Over 2 years later, we're being told that Cindy Watts abandoned her children, didn't even raise them herself. We're being told that her mother raised the children for her. We're being told because Cindy worked, as if working is a bad thing. In fact, when the kids got home from school, instead of going to a daycare center or a latchkey program, they were fortunate enough to have their grandmother right across the street from their own home. And they would stay at their grandmother's house for a couple of hours until their parents got out of work. It's pretty ironic, isn't it, to be accusing Cindy Watts of not even raising her own children, when in fact, when she got home from work, she spent the evenings with her children. You know, the whole quality time versus quantity of time argument, right? Or maybe you don't, because that was something that mothers would use back in the 80s when daycare centers were born. Kind of like nowadays how mothers like to call daycare centers school. I think it helps with the guilt trips. But anyway, let's compare and contrast. Christopher Watts and his sister were able to spend the evenings at home with their parents, while his children were given Benadryl and Tylenol and stuffed in bed at 6:30 every night. I'll just bet you that in Christopher Watts' neighborhood as a child, that his neighbors knew that there were children who lived there, unlike the neighbors of Bella and Cece. There's another interesting irony to this case, and that is that right from the start we've been told all about karma. Karma this, karma that. Karma's gonna get you. Just my opinion. But I'm thinking the case of Christopher Watts probably is not the case for people to be talking too much about karma.